Big, 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 big. Do I have music? Where the music at? Bring down the house now. Yeah. This is awkward. Hold up. Where my headset at? Ugh. Shit. Uh, uh, court room theme. Easy money. We'll try something else. Something. Oh, that's not good. Yes, 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 yes. All right. Uh, count down 5 minutes. 5 minutes. Five. Right. I need to update this screen actually. Let's try. What's something sick? I don't know. It's just try doing a Tekken stage. How about that? I can't see shit in this. Okay, tone this down a little bit. Uh, what would be funny? What would be a funny place? Does Tekken 8 have some cool shit? We'll just do. We'll just do. I'm at the stage. I'm at the city stage skyline. How about that? I don't know. uh, T8 city. I don't know. Boom. Uh, Uno momento. I no, actually, it's just I don't know why I did this stupid ass setup. Let's do this. T. I don't have a brain, unfortunately. Let's see here. Let's add this or not. I here. Surely here. Okay. Big. Big, big, big. E. Does that work? That's a little too bright, is it not? Ah, let's try something else. Uh, let's try this. Something more bussin'. Something more bussin' out here. I don't know. What would be a sick ass background? I don't really know. Let's just do. Nah, nah. That's a little whack. This is too bright. This definitely seems too bright. I need something a bit more low key, a little bit on the low key side. I think this should suffice. A cave. I don't know. Let's add that instead. Is that cooler? Nah. I don't know. I think we'll do something else. Surely, surely. I have something else. I don't. Well, this is awkward. Okay. What's a safe background? What's a very safe background I can use? Um, So I guess. Mm, uh, let me see. Location. Let's do that. Nah, I can't remember. Oh, maybe I got it. I got it. Really aptly. Uh, I think I could find something good. Uh, I guess Clown Circus. That would work, but not very original. Not really original. I guess I'll just use the cave background or something. I don't know. I need something else. I need something cooler. Is there something cooler? I don't know. Let me see. I guess we'll just use. Give me a gigabrain second. Let's try. Where did we go? Where did we open? Let's see. How about a ooh. I know. Surely I got. All right, yeah, surely. We'll just change the location to a train. How about that? That seems safe. Train. P5 train. We'll do that. I think that's a little bit nicer. A little bit low key, I guess. Boom. Yeah. Real. For real. Okay. Let me see if I can get this to maybe fit well. We'll just go with that. I don't know. Okay. Let me close everything out here. Ooh. I'm listening to Chinese music. Ain't that wacky? Okay. Boop. Okay. Boom. 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 That works? Surely that works. Yeah, I'm in the train station, guys. Yup. Okay. All right. Uh, maybe I should be holding this. I'm not sure. Hello everyone. Welcome to the Weeb Closet, hosted on the Sundays by yours truly. This guy, Ninja Russ. You know, Zero Riz, working on it. That's me. Welcome to the stream, everyone. I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing. Has 2023 has 2024 changed me at all? No, not really. Honestly, I'm still doing the whack shit I do all the time. It's great. I'm working on it, just bit by bit. But I'm putting it. I'm trying to put in the work. I guess where do I start, guys? So yeah, as you all know, Ninja Russ here. I'm just the dude that vibes around. Does a little trolling, does a little bit of court, if you will. But yeah, I mean, what I noticed is that as per usual, the New Year's how would you say, hype starts to diminish a little bit in your brain, just a little bit, because my Steam running out quickly, even though I haven't done shit. So yeah, I'm working on that. Good news is, I'm doing jump rope. I'm gonna try to lose a little bit of weight. I think I weigh like what, 148 or something. I'm 5'7", surely 5'7", surely. And I need to lose like, I would say 10 pounds, and then I just gotta build muscle, and that's it. So that's what I'm planning to do right now. the fuck? Okay, sorry. Just a side tangent here. I was like looking at my YouTube recommendation. I saw a dude that looks like me, and it was Professor Lando. So let's ignore that. Where was I? All right. Personal news. Personal news. I'm working on the fitness. You know, if you guys have been here for a while now, I might be cooking up a possible gym stream. Who knows? Maybe not an actual gym, but maybe a garage stream. You know, where I'm freezing to death. That could be an option. So that's what I'm thinking about doing. Issue is I might be freezing to death there, as well as there could be potential cockroaches and noise complaints. So that could be an option. I don't know. I'm working it out. But besides that, in terms of personal news, oh God, I can't I can't emphasize just how much I'm enjoying Usugui now. I need to shut the fuck up about this manga, guys. It's insane. Let's just say don't look up Colombian neckties. Worst mistake of my life. Let's just say it's a form of torture. I didn't know it was a thing. I don't really know if it's a thing. It just showed up in the manga, and now I'm like a little concerned, if you will. So, yeah. So I learned that, guys. I learned what a Colombian necktie is. Besides that, if I watched anything, fuck, dude, I've just been sleeping. I need to just I'm gonna have to what do you call it? Probably really revamp my setup again. Try to make myself not be a lazy fuck. Um, so there's that. But yeah, that's pretty much all that's been going on with me. In terms of the news, I don't know. I don't know what's going on in the world. I'm just here in the Weeb Central. I'm on the Weeb train. Just taking the next stop wherever it leads me. Uh, that's really it. In terms of news, I guess the only thing would be that Patreon exclusive coming soon. I'm gonna decide on the movie soon. It's probably gonna be either Makia or fuck, I forgot the other movie. But it was probably some other decent anime movie. But rest assured, I know what's going on. Outside of that, I guess any hentai that shows up at the start, maybe something like that. But yeah, basically, I got nothing, guys. Outside of the events we got this month, I'm just going about the day, going a little bit. But hey, if there's one thing, guys, is a little bit more production quality. At least coming soon. At least a little bit. Or at least coming soon, as in right now, because as you guys can see, I'm a little bit into the attire. I'm getting a little bit in the mood, if you will, and that's because I got a little bit of I guess a pilot episode of how would you say it? A little bit of Weeb Quartz. So I have that something, a little bit, somewhat of that prepared. We'll see if anyone comes by has any issues. If not, I got some issues of my own, guys. We need to somehow resolve it. So yeah, I mean, it could be just considered Yappington Court, or what is it? Court of Law and Yapping, SVU. I don't know. That's really that's really it for today. Outside of that, it's going to be Blue Exorcist. Cut and dry. Cut and dry. Let me think. Do I have anything else I want to talk about? Besides what we're doing today. Ooh, ooh, ooh. I guess I've been trying to think about learning Tagalog for some reason. There's that. I don't know. I don't know if it'd be that useful to me. It'd be more useful than Japanese theoretically. But hey, we do a little trolling here. I guess give you guys an update. In terms of my ranked how would you say it? My ranked endeavors, IRL. So far, no likes, no matches. I only sent like maybe 2 messages so far. I haven't really done shit, and that's because I realize, guys, I got no fucking pictures, bro. I may have went to Japan and took a decent amount of pictures, but then I realized a lot of those pictures aren't really that usable. Main issue would be that you're kind of getting the same type of vibe with the pictures, less like variety. For example, I realize I don't got no drip. I got no drip. Outside of what you guys see here, sometimes on the stream, I got no drip. So I'm gonna have to work something out with that because it's terrible. It's terrible. I'm, as my siblings would say, I have zero riz, zero bitches. It's the law of the world. So I'm working on that. So that's probably my main priority right now is getting a little bit of a get some sort of outfit closet situation going. Apparently I got all the skinny jeans, so if you guys want little saucy zesty me all the time, that's literally my outfits. I got the middle school riz. If any girls out there looking for middle school riz, I got it. Oh god, I'm not saying I need help, but I need help. Okay, guys, I'm working on I'm working on the riz. I'm thinking the play, guys. All right, I've learned it. It's from my apparently current favorite show of the season, Hokkaido Gals. All I gotta do is what do you call dress up a little soy, little weak. I don't need this confidence shit. I gotta go make myself a little soy. Kind of go undercover. Slip in, and then go for the strike when they least expect it. They're gonna think, oh man, that dude's so soy. He ain't gonna do shit. And then you hit him with the 1-2. The 1-2 base strat where you what do you call it? What do you call it? Fuck. Where you play the Rentaro card, or basically just being absolutely giga based, as I like to call it, or what's going on here? Who downstairs? What? I don't know. I'm getting text from the other world line or something. Fuck, my brain's fried. Jesus Christ. Think. What was it? Shit, what was I on about? Yeah, my ranked troubles so far is that yeah, it looks like I need to go improve the old outfits. So I'm gonna have to figure that out. Like I said, I'm gonna probably go for the old soft boy, soy boy grizz. Make it a little nerdy riz type of thing. I think that's a strat I gotta go for. Cause I don't know. I'm not necessarily fat or anything, but like, I'm like kind of average. Don't really have like too much of a belly going on down there. So like I could pull off maybe like the gym fit, but let's just say that will be after we do a lot of like fitness shit or something. So I don't know. I think theoretically the strat would be we would do a like workout Wednesday or something, and it would be like 1 hour stream, 2 hour stream, just me working out in the garage, and we can just fucking shoot the shit. That's probably the current play so far in terms of building up my physical appearance a little bit and outfit riz. So hopefully that's the how would you say it, the strategy to go for. I think the meta strategy is either to just talk to people, which come on guys, I can't. I was about to break my glasses there. Come on guys. I feel like if people if we talk to people nowadays, we're gonna be considered like either a little creepy, a little weird, or just like pushing them out of the blue type of thing. I don't know. I think the strats is definitely location, but I don't know where you fucking meet girls. Like realistically, you go meet them where? The club? I don't know. I feel like the club is. I think it depends on the club, though, right? I don't know. I'm just yapping at this point. I'm using my theory crafting, my armchair psychologist, no, philosopher, armchair knowledge checks, figuring out the world through my head. It works out. Not really. But yeah. Wish me luck. I'm. Fuck, dude. Maybe I leak myself. I don't fucking know. I already leaked myself plenty of times. Everyone knows where I am. Where I am. They're gonna send the old coppers against me. It's doomed. GG. I shouldn't have been on the internet. I don't know. Like that could easily be a consideration, but I didn't really think of too that far ahead. I'm just very smart, professional, weep closet ninja Russ. That's how it is. Okay, I guess what we should do is I should probably now explain to you guys what what do you call Court of Weebs is. So let's get into the my little seats. We're gonna take a little trip. I haven't checked the audio, guys. I'll be honest. Maybe I've been yapping to myself with an empty mic. I did disconnect it recently, so I actually don't know if the sound works. But like this. So like basically I guess this is my how would you say my suggestion, I guess hello sharks. Hello weebs. I am Ninja Russ and I'm here to sell you on the idea of weeb Closet of Weebs. So let me turn off my little title here because I'm professional. I know you guys have a really short amount of time. But here's the I guess the vision. Here's the complete vision. So you guys didn't know. First off, let me use my magic. You see that actual, I might be a genius in terms of producing. It's crazy. But yeah, if we take a look at the old board here, we took a look at the old. I realize no, not that. We need this. If we take a look at the old Twitcherino. Take a look at here. It's been how many weeks? How many days since the court stream? Hold on. Let's take a look. It's been a couple solid streams lately. Where is it? It's right here. I think so. Yeah. So it was November 15 where or November 14. Since we've had the old bus and court stream, I try to figure out a way to bring it back, but make it more of like a regular thing, rather than super rare. I'm thinking once a month or some shit, probably once every 2 months to be honest. But I've been trying to figure out a way to really go about get like a court stream to come back again. To really as you guys as you guys can see, like it was some premium content right here, guys. Like if you guys weren't there with the old what do you call it, father court case stream. It was probably one of the super fun streams I've done. And I want to do more shit like this, I got stuff ideas, like I'm trying to make a Yu-Gi-Oh! 5D stream, try to get that old turbo going, but I was trying to think of a way to bring back the court stream, and the issue is from previous my previous stream on Tuesday, guys. Let's just say, it seems like the community has a little bit of concerns, a little bit of how would you say, issues with each other or with stuff on the stream, you know? So I was like thinking, what's the best way to resolve these things? And at first I would have suggested we do this cut and dry, do a little Tekken or a card game like Yu-Gi-Oh! And just settle it through there. But unfortunately, not everyone plays those games, so we're gonna have to figure out a way to really make it all work for everyone. And I thought, why not settle in court? So that's I guess my rationale, is that what it's called? Rationale for this stream and for future Court of Weebs stream is, you guys, we all have some takes, some questions that we want for Weeb Closet, other people in the community, or even just anime in general. We need some way to really judge, figure out a definitive answer to these things. So, as last Tuesday stream pointed out, we need to bring back court, guys. It's just it's the only way we're gonna do it. So yeah, that's why I'm thinking Court of Weebs is gonna be the play. Now, what is Court of Weebs, guys? I know, kind of a how would you say, loose question, or even kind of an obvious question if you think about it. But Court of Weebs, it's just gonna be me here. Small claims court, family court. I haven't figured out a title for myself, but I'm gonna just go off of Judge Russ. Judge Russ as the how would you say, the adjudicator? Is that the word? Is that how you use it? I don't know. I'm very intelligent. I know what I'm doing. Adjudicator of justice and fairness for everyone. So everyone knows I am a perfect human being, guys. I have no soul, so I'm not gonna get swayed by emotional arguments, for sure. And we're gonna be sticking through the facts and logic. You guys get that? Facts and logic of trying to sort out all these issues. So I think the idea is we get a question. I'm thinking I might open it up to Discord as well, probably, in terms of the questionnaire. I'm not sure if it would be like a poll or something. No, it would just be live. Okay, you got some lingering questions in the back of your mind. You send them out now, type of thing. So I think that's the way to do it. What was I talking about? Oh yeah. So basically, we need to get like a very big question. So what we're gonna have is basically, if anyone wants to jump in on the old Discord, that would be the strategy for this. Basically, what we would do, if you have a take, you don't need to join the Discord to have a question or anything. All you gotta do, send the question, and if you want to, you can join in, argue your points and everything. But the way is this gonna work is we get a topic. You see that? I don't know how to point. Whoop. We get a topic. I have some pressing topics I will present to the old Weebs. But this is also an opportunity for everyone who has any issues, bring them up, and we'll settle it in court. So now I run into a serious justice issue, a little bit of a how would you say it, legal issue, in that what about fairness? Like maybe a defense or an prosecutor. And to that, I say this isn't the highest of court orders. This is actually court of weebs and not weeb courts. There's a difference. There's a clear difference. And with court of weebs, the I only send in what you call my alter ego, Devil's Advocate Russ, and he'll take over to help out. But otherwise, you're gonna have to you're gonna have to back up your point yourself. There are no lawyers here. You can't hire anyone. It's a free for all, trying to convince the masses. So, and there's also a big thing, guys, in that as far as I'm aware, I am the perfect human being. Like I said, no soul. I can make rational judgments, but sometimes people can't I guess agree with my takes. So there's also the option of what you call what do you call it? Judicial system, or judicial vote. So I guess there's that, but I don't know. I didn't really think this through, sharks, weebs, but yeah, that's my current I guess I would just say presentation so far. And of course, what I was trying to figure out was what is like a really pressing question we have to figure out right now. So, I haven't prepared any documents yet, unfortunately. I'm looking through my my old computer, my old little PC gaming to try to figure out if we got a question. I got a real fuck. Oh, that's me. Hello. Shit. Whoops. That'd be for later. The question we gotta ask ourselves is yes. Some people of the community have let's say question the sexual orientation of a host of the Weeb Closet. His name Ninja Russell Azure. He seemed to have done some really fruity things on stream, and it begs the question: is he gay or not? Is he homo? Is he just a little fruity? Is he European? I don't know. And that's where we're gonna settle into this court right here. Maybe a little empty in the court, but nevertheless, this is the closet court of weebs. I'm gonna have to get used to it. Someone made that naming convention, and I couldn't figure that out. Court of weebs, weeb court. They seem to be the same, but as the judge here, I've figured out, or rather, I've studied through the law comprehensively and realized that no, they are definitely different things. So, Court of Weebs, we're gonna decide here and now. This might be a little rigged. It's not rigged, guys. Surely. You guys know like the idea of if someone doesn't turn up to the fight, they lose. Hey, well, there are very few rules here on the Court of Weebs. This isn't the high supreme Weeb court. We're out here trying to figure out stuff, but yeah. Without further ado, let's figure it out. All right, guys. Is Ninja Russ gay? Is he? let's investigate. All right. Let order. Where is it? Fuck. Yes. I I may have not studied my little technology stuff, but I think it's right here. All right. We're gonna investigate here. All right. I realize I don't I may I may or may not be subscribed to the weed closet right now, or at least Ninja Russ isn't. So we're gonna go here instead, right here, and we're gonna investigate. So I think some good examples of possibly Ninja Russ being a little fruity, maybe question mark, possibly, would be what was it? Shit. Is his tendency to be a little, I don't know, how would you say it? Doing a little singing? You know, may not be a little masculine, but I mean, if we take a look at some of the things he does here, you know, he wears four shades. He wears four shades. You know, he could be a little fruity at times, as Jamin has said, fruity boy even. The question is he gay? And you know, here's my my presentation to you guys. If he was gay, why would he be into girls? We see here. If we look through, he loses it every time he sees a hot chick on screen. Maybe clips are a better way to really symbolize this. You know, he likes girls with songs. I think. That is a that is a good question, audience. You know, it could be that it might just be a balance of things. You know, as you can see here, Rizzer up, Rizzer up, come on, Rizzer up, Rizzer up. Do it. Yeah, see?
Yes.
As you can see clearly here, you know, he's into the girls. However, as Jamin himself has pointed out, he might be into some weird shit, dare I say. Now, here's the thing. Here's the issue, Jamin. Unfortunately, we don't really have much evidence to support that. You know, very, what you call, how would you say, balanced and fair court here. You know, he knows there's no evidence. But then again, as you aptly pointed out, Jamin, he could just be bi. He could just be bisexual. That could be the Gigabrain play, you know. You see here, we see here on the episode of Hokkaido Girls. You know what he says? Kawaii, true, bro. Where the woman at where they can do like the crazy ass ahagao face? There's like the crazy girls that you know, that will actually like kill everybody for my love and support. We're like the girls that are actually God in, you know, in what you call, as you can see here. Maybe he's into some freaky things. That is a part 2 clip. The part 1 clip I can pull up, but I'm forgetting. Let's try to see. You know, unfortunately, Twitch doesn't really update these things. However, what I can tell you is that he in his right mind could be just a little freaky. Now, I believe there is no current evidence outside of the fact that Ninja Russ does a little wacky dances, something like this. This is my app representation of what he does. You know, he does something like this. Sorry for the poor demonstration, folks, but I think he just does a little bit of weird things. You think he is guilty? Well, Jamin, that's the thing. Is we don't know. We're gonna settle it here. Now, What is this? Is this normal? Is this a normal guy? Do you guys think this guy right here is a normal guy? He definitely has some weird tendencies. I swear. Like, I don't know who questioned it, but like he does some weird shit. I don't know what's up with him on this current piece of evidence here, but it seems to be that he's not okay in the head, you know. So that begs the question: can he be gay a little bit? There's a possibility. It's not a non-zero chance. Now, I would say, as you know, High Court Judge Russ, I would say that what's more than likely is he is super straight. Surely he is straight. You know why? Because he can go up and, you know, embrace his masculinity. You know, he okay, never mind. Not that one. What is it? Let's go with you know, I'm figuring out this one right here. He's got some really good questions of masculinity. That's a different story. I think they don't apply if you don't care about them. You know, you just kind of, you know, abstract them. All you got to be like is jail. That's just a room, bro. Age. That's just a number, bro. As you can see, Weeb Court. If I was a how would you say, as someone would question, paid off, then why would I present this piece of evidence, guys? I am clearly, is it bipartisan, unbiased in this debate, and as mentioned, you know, from the question, as I mentioned in the rules, which there are no rules here. The only rule is that this is a court of weebs, and it's determined by the high judge, and maybe, just maybe, a little bit of from the weeb court. But it's a court of weebs. Court of weebs. We just we resolve all our issues here, and as I like to say, you know, we just have to talk no jitsu, and we'll be all fine. And Max, you're here at a ample time. We are just questioning: is where is it? Give me a Give me a video. Give me a video. Give me a clear video. Is this guy right here? Is that guy right there? Is he gay? Is he homosexual? Is he questioning his sexuality at this current moment? I don't know. But as I mentioned before, a lot of the evidence kind of points to that he's probably mostly straight. Okay, not with that face. I don't think he might. That was a little bit of a bad look for him. You know, he does some fruity things, but that's besides the point. I think the real thing is he's probably not gay. Probably not gay is my complete assessment of this situation so far. I think he might just be into some freaky shit, some weird things. But as everyone in the court has mentioned, he might just be you know, a little weird. You know, he might just be into both genders or no genders. It could be it. Bro looks like he about to take the shot. It really is like, you know, this is not a question of whether he's mentally stable. As you guys can see, he may not be. But this is not the question. We are questioning, is he gay or not? And, you know, let me reiterate the quick, I guess, basic rules. There are no rules here in the Weeb Court. The main thing is if you guys have any pressing questions, any concerns, Weeb Closet or not, anime or not, who knows? We all settle it here on this fine establishment, the Court of Weebs. What was it? What was I gonna say? Fuck, I just blown up. What I'm saying is, you know, we take on every and any question, and so far, as what I you know, investigated on this matter, he's just a little weird, you know. Unfortunately, I don't suppose that guy right there, he might not be a little he's doing his own thing. He's doing his own thing, you know. That's really it. But let me go back to the main thing. Is that if we take a look at this nice handsome fellow right here, we can't do the European argument. He is clearly not European. Probably, surely. I don't know. I'm just positing a guess here, but with a face like that, with the bulging eyes, I'm kind of a little bit how would you say, doubting his ethnicity. But let's move on. I think so far there hasn't been any real evidence that he is particularly of the homosexual type. However, what's this? Have I found the we found the hidden logs, guys. This is a really hidden stream. Fresh off the press. This is the aptly named Filipino Snack Review of January 11th, 2024. And here, what we see here, we have Chronic Weeb on the left, and as our culprit, or potential suspect, potential guilty party, Ninja Russ. So guys, look at these gestures. Is this normal? Let me try to get a nice aspect. How can he be in the studio? That's my question to you. We all know that Chronic, he is in a different world line. How can Ninja Russ enter? And I say to you, stand powers. You ever thought about that? If you guys of the court have never thought about it, or I've never heard of it, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure has aptly proven that there are stands, or what is called stand abilities in the universe, and they have a certain aspects of their power unique to the individual. I theorize in this stream here that after the incident, this is a Ninja Russ. You guys ever thought about that? Now, you guys might be wondering, how could this not be Ninja Russ? What, he's clearly acting a little sus, a little fruity.
Handfuls of that shit.
You know, got the middle school drip. That's per usual. But what do you guys think? How did he end up here? That's the real issue. I don't think anyone has question about that. Like, he might be, you know, it might be gay, maybe not. But I think this is the number one, how would you say, piece of evidence here. In that, if you go look down here, guys don't know. That right there is the clear evidence of the answer to this question up here. Max, you mentioned your theory is that there are multiple Ninja Rusts, one for Tuesday and one for Sunday. And you know what? You're damn right. That's what I've calculated so far. In the vast amount of 1 minute research, we figured out that maybe this isn't Ninja Rust. Maybe it's a Ninja Rust from a different world line. But you might be thinking, oh, then that means he's innocent. No, he may not be innocent. You know, here's the issue. You guys see here, this little brand right here. It's not very clear on the stream. I will describe it for you. This is the aptly rare snack from a company called Regent. Not sponsored. Fuck no, we're not sponsored. But Regent made this little nice bag of crackers, I meant, called Snacku. I think that's called. I don't remember. However, the Snacku, this is some deep lore that occurred a couple days ago. In that the Snacku, we found out, was radioactive, caused a numerous amount of issues to the world line, and what do you know? We're back here. I don't know where Ninja Rust. It seems like he took a break somewhere from the court. I'm not sure what happened, but the issue is, how am I here? How am I Judge Rush, the High Judge, here? And this is my answer. This is my answer. He is jumping world lines. Do you understand? This motherfucker right here? Not this guy. Not this guy. Fuck, I can't point. Ugh. That guy all the way over there. He's jumping world lines. And I think this right here is the issue. This is the issue. And the sound's gone. Loop it back, guys. Loop it back. So, I pause it to you. He may be just gay for the simple fact he has a stand ability that allows him to manipulate all the world lines. So maybe, as a Bunny Girl Senpai had once put it, Schrodinger's cat. He may or may not be gay. He is and he isn't. So that is my my concluding question to you guys. As you mentioned, Max, he may have been just too faded. You know, actually, we can't confirm if this is a real footage or not. If we take a look at the last remaining seconds of this footage, they seem to be distressed. You know, starting to fade out of the world line. You see there, like, for some reason, the powers may be they were, or that be, I don't know if that's a term, are just manipulating the world line. So I think with this in mind, guys, I think we can come to a conclusion. Let's turn that off right there. So we go back to the final question is, let's get a new, like, let's get another what do you call, fuck, what do you call, image of the what do you call it, the suspect. I keep thinking suspect, I meant defendant, or rather the accused, right here. Is this Ninja Rust man, is he gay? I would say yes and no. Yes and no. May seem to be a cop-out answer, but as I say, I think the theory, as Max put it, there might be different Ninja Russes, and they're jumping around the timeline. So my current assumption is the main quote Ninja Rust we think about, he's probably not gay. He might be just a little unhinged. He's not gay. However, there are points in the timeline where he starts to fade in and out. Dare I say, gay Russ. He might be lurking somewhere. He might be phasing into existence, if you will. And as I, the judge, High Judge Russ, have concluded, High Judge Russell, I would say he is not gay. But he is definitely not okay. It seems to be the audience has agreed. He's not gay. Just mentally unstable. He's a little unhinged. So I think that we've concluded this line of questioning. The definitive answer, guys, as Ninja Rush would say, yes and no. He's not gay, but he's unhinged, unstable, and he's probably manipulating the word lines or something, or at least causing issues with the word line. And now, I dare say that gay Russ might come into existence. So who knows what will happen? But as it seems to be, we have a late juror in the audience here. Objection: a juror has missed the first hour questioning. Very true, Viking. Here in the court of Weebs, we are kind of a subset of the Weeb court. So there's like Weeb court, the highest of the high, and then we got court of Weebs. Court of Weebs here, we just try to figure out the issues within the community or any line of questioning. So if you have any questions for anyone of the community, the Weeb closet, or even just random questions about reality, this is where we're gonna settle them through Court of Weebs. As your judge, High Judge Russell, I dare deem that this guy right here, he is not gay, but he's unhinged, and he's probably gonna. There's probably a word line where he is gay, so I think that's mainly it. Now, this is just this is, how would you say, a test run so far, or my little presentation in which a potential Court of Weebs episode or case would go. As Viking mentioned, is there a lack of facial hair genetic choice? That could be a good question. We can resolve it here and now on the Court of Weebs. But yeah, I think we've resolved that line of questioning before. We will go to the next topic in a bit. But let me do a quick break, little sip. So, I'm gonna quickly explain the what you call the Weeb court. Uh-oh. I realized I didn't lock the text here. Someone's sharing the world line, guys. quick, we need to hide it. Guys, I'm leaking everything. Fuck. Okay. Sorry, court. Or audience, or jury, I guess. Here on the Court of Weebs, fuck, I keep fucking up the wording. Court of Weebs, you feel free. We're gonna go and solve every question known to man, known to the Weebs, and we'll yap about it, figure it out. The main thing is, there are options for you guys in the audience to bring out any question you want and even participate. You know, you guys can yell from the locations down there as I show you guys the judge stand. Ignore the massive Adachi. Fuck. I forgot to turn this off. In fact, I forgot what the site was called to turn this off. There we go. So basically, anyone can show up, and we can talk about this in Discord. This just adds a little bit of layered level to the case. And an example would be anyone can jump in, and we can all really resolve the issues here. Basically, kind of no rules court outside of you need to be presenting valid evidence and not completely attacking people's character. Just you can present evidence against your character, but not insult, yell at them during the court. That's really it. But yeah, let's move on to the next question. As Viking asks, can I level charges against JC staff for gross incompetence in adaptation? Unfortunately, the high jurisdiction of the Court of Weebs kind of, we don't really have the Hand of God or Kogias powers here. We're merely more of like a, how'd you say, intellectual reform type of strat here. So unfortunately, we won't be able to press physical charges, but maybe mental and how would you say, awareness charges against them. Could be a good thing. That's the thing I can guarantee you guys as the high judge here at the Court of Weebs. I'm just seeking civil judgments court. Yeah. Anything petty you guys have at all, we can settle it here. As juror Viking has mentioned, a question here is the lack of facial hair genetic or a choice? Would you like that as pulled up here in the Court of Weebs, my good sir? Will we take on this case and figure out a certified judgment of this question? Yes or no? Maybe you can maybe a different question, or we can fight. We can really figure out the depths of reality here. So the choice is yours. This is mainly just a confirmation, so we can double check. It was just related on the question. I see. So it was related to the previous case. No worries. So let's see. Let me think. I think I have another list of things. Let's try to pull that up, or rather, let me use my brain, my big noggin, to try to figure out another good question. Let me see here. Let's see. Good golly. Maybe if I can actually adjust this real quick, that would be wonderful. Okay. I think a good... I have some questions I can, we can put on here. I don't have anything written, but we are just, really figuring out reality at this point. But yeah, any questions? I ask you, the jury, the audience, the weebs of the Court of Weebs. Any questions? We can settle it here on this fine establishment, as I repeated. Let me try to pull up my DMs so I can try to figure out a bigger big brain question. And let's spice up the courtroom theme real quick. Let's try a different let's say 2001. Is this okay? Yes, this will work. Do I have now playing here? Okay, here we go. Okay. Alright. There are no other questions from the court yet. I will cook up a new question here. Watch this, guys. I'm gonna blow your minds. We will do something crazy. Something new, something never been done before. At least here on the Court of Weebs. We're going to ask AI. I know, crazy question, but we're gonna ask AI what's a crazy topic we can talk about here. Yo, my man. I need a topic for my, how would you say it? Court of Weebs episode. I need a good controversial question that will surely spice up everyone's jorts and really solve humanity's problems. Please give me a spicy and epic question we can debate here on the Court of Weebs. At what point do base girls cross into furry territory? All right, you got it. We'll do that in just a second. We're just gonna take a look real quick here. What Bard asked here. Well, I'm here to help with spicy topics. I have to draw the line at questions that could potentially be harmful and insensitive and promote discrimination. That being said, there are plenty of spicy and epic questions you can throw down in the Court of Weebs. Anime versus manga. Wow. Dub versus sub. Wow. Best wife or husband. Okay, well that's a pretty good one. Overrated versus underrated games. Gems. Fuck off. Live action adaptations. Wow. Very original, Bard. I gotta give props to him. So, alright. Let's get into the next question here. Let's update everything. Let me disappear this into the void. We're gonna pull up. And we're gonna put it in here. I'm gonna use the magic of the internet. Copy and paste. I don't know if this will work. God, I need to fix this. Oh boy, I have no brain. Properties? Question mark? Any properties? Give me a second. Boom. Boom. Watch this. Is there not a left, top? No, there isn't. Man, I am really okay. I guess there isn't. Alright. Why Clannad is the best dramatic anime? We're gonna, here in the Court of Weebs, we can go as short or as quick as, or, that makes no sense. Well, we can go as quick as we want, so maybe we do a double. But let's go first with the current question at hand before we get into the next question. At what point do Beast Girls cross into furry territory? Viking ass, you know. If anyone in the audience is interested in debating on this, please feel free to join the Discord. I'm open. But without further ado, let's figure out, at what point do Beast Girls cross into furry territory? So, I believe this question is asking, realistically, you know, at what point are, you know, how much furry can you get until you are a furry? Does that make sense? It could be on some levels. So, I think what a common scenario people present here, I will bring up the piece of evidence. Evidence number 1 here, provided by the good old Redditors. Can I get this to work? Why is it zooming out? Okay. Let's do this. Can I do this? No? Okay. That's weird. What? Can I get this raw link? What the? Hello? Set as background image. Okay, I guess we're gonna run with Reddit. But, as you guys can see here, people have a chart and that what's considered furry or not. As you guys can see here, not furry, a lot of people say that it's like, you know, a little tail, cat ears, ain't bad. Little bit more fur, not too bad. The real question that really is the pinnacle or real epitome. I don't know if that's how you would use the word, but the real question is the 2 to 3. What makes someone, or makes a beast girl specifically, turn into a furry or furry bait, possibly? As we can see here, I guess the common thread that people rate this on is that the semi-furry to furry scale is basically based on if the animal or person is considered human. My current guess so far is that you can have animalistic tendencies. So, you know, if you think of like a cat girl, they might do some questionable things like lick their own skin or may possibly fur. And that would be on a level of close to furry, but not enough. And as Max pointed out, a good example here is Ralph Talia from Shield Hero. Shield Hero. Oh, why did I look up Ralph Talia's slave? Or I meant Ninja Russ. Why would he look that up? That's crazy. But as you guys can see here, this girl is an example of not furry so far. We got the classic, I believe, raccoon ears and a raccoon tail right down there. However, she still acts pretty human for the most part. Does a little weird shit and might be a little bit of a, how would you say, might have been groomed, question mark. Not necessarily, but hey, this is the question of the court. But that's the real question. So like I mentioned, I believe that there are instances where you have animalistic tendencies, but you're not a furry. If we're basing it purely on appearance, in my humble opinion, as a as a high judge, no bearing on the court, I would say that you're basically considered furry when you start to, how would you say, see less human. When you lean towards the less human side and you like that stuff, that's when it gets really weird. Viking has mentioned, does a lower IQ lower the bar needed to cross into the furry territory? C. Exhibit C for Delta from Eminence and Shadow. You'll have to maybe post a link on the Discord or something, but let's try to pull it up here. Eminence of Shadow, Delta. So right here, this fine lady, right here. Fine ladies. Let's go with this. I think that's. I'm gonna guess alpha. I don't fucking know. I'm just I'm talking on my ass here. But these ladies, as Viking has mentioned, that at least with the one on the left, supposedly, has a little bit of a lower IQ. And here's my solution to this. As I mentioned with the behavior tendencies of an animal, just because you have those animalistic tendencies does not mean you're furry. You know? However, if you, how would you say it? I guess the mild words I would put it, you're into that, you're into those aspects, that's when you're considered a furry. So it's not more so that the person who is the, in quote, possible potential furry, the issue. It's that the people looking at it would be the issue. Because, as Max aptly pointed out, Lola Bunny, she would theoretically be considered what you call furry in terms of in the eyes of Asmongold. It seems to be from this Reddit, I think, or from that image that we saw earlier. This would be considered furry. I would argue that as much as this looks like just furry, it really depends on what you see in her, all right? What do you see in this fine lady here? Because if you think about it, if we just strip away the image and we go with the base traits of this character, from my assumption, she is just a really hot lady. Coincidence? I don't think not. Now, here's the real important issue, is that there could be how would you say it? Potential issues when the how would you say it? The animal gains sentience, or rather, they are intelligent enough to understand things. So, as much as this would be considered furry, right? Hear me out, guys. You know, I am not really much of an enjoyer of these type of characters, waifus, if you will. But what I am saying, or rather, what I would argue, is that when someone says they're into Lola Bunny, I would say that they're more into the type of girl that she is. That's my theory. The issue would be when you pick which one you prefer to this, then, like, what is she based on? What is Lola Bunny based on? Honey Bunny. That's not it. What's the girl from who? Oh. Jessica Rabbit, bro. All right. All right. What separates this from this? Yeah, you guys see, you guys catch my drift? Oh, it's the fur. Oh, it's the ears. And as it seems to be, we're getting a little bit. There seems to be a growing trend of rabbits and girls, bunny girls. It's kind of weird, you know. And as Chronic has aptly mentioned, we cannot forget our lovely carrot. All right. You see this fine lady here? Would this be considered furry? I would argue only yes. If you were into the animalistic tendencies, that is my argument. You see, do you guys not really exact the point here? The issue here between these two here, you know, they may not be exact difference, you know, the same. However, what really separates them is just their appearance. Did you think about that? So this is why I would argue that the question if you're furry or not is actually a multi-layered question. One, is the character itself a furry on its own? And yes, Jessica Rabbit, or not, Lola Bunny and Carrot would be considered furry. They themselves are furry. However, the people that are called furry because of liking these characters, I would argue, are not. Not because of just because they're, you know, human and they have tendencies of liking weird shit, but they're more so into the human element of the character. Now, here's the real issue I realize is that it could be an issue of bestiality, and that's a whole separate issue. Now, the unfortunate thing is we don't really have an expert on the subject, at least as of yet. If you guys know any experts, you guys can bring them in here. Otherwise, I'd say that so far, my current analysis of this subject is that all these fine ladies here are mostly ladies because of the one trait they all share. They're all humanoid. Now let's figure out the more exact assumption on trying to figure out on this furry skill that was mentioned earlier. Um, as you can see here, there's actually a very small but very clear point between 2 and 3. You guys see the difference at all? It's very hard to see. However, if we use the magic of the internet and magic of the OBS, or rather, hello? Hello? Can I... Hello? Oh, I'm clicking on the wrong thing. Wait, what? What the fuck's going on? Okay. Boom! Magic of the internet. Magic of power. We get a good zoom in on this. The problem area is right there. Not the booba. Not the booba, guys. It is the fact she's not wearing clothes. And that is fine. That's where we draw the line. There are human standards that we have as a society, as humans of the world, that there are certain levels of, how would you say, animalistic tendencies that we cannot agree with. So wearing clothes is a big one. They start not wearing clothes and they don't give a shit. That's an issue. What's another thing here? It seems to be that they've become mostly into an animal by that point. As you can see from the center here, she kind of how would you say, really enjoys her animal how would you say identity now. So that is the main argument here. So furries would fuck their dogs. That is a good question. Would they? The issue is, if you're a furry, it doesn't mean you would be into bestiality completely, but you would be into fucking other furries. So that's the issue, is that would it be their dogs? Not really, because then we get into the very right side of this this chart, and you become a bestial ape. I don't know if that's the proper term, but basically you'd be into bestiality at that point. So no, I would say that not necessarily they'd be into screwing their dogs, but they would be into screwing a human that was acting like a dog. You see where I'm getting at here? It's the behavior tendency. So if you think about it, the people that are really into dog play, it's my question, would be getting to almost the next level. They're like one step away. So unfortunately, I'm sorry guys. This proves that that proves, guys, I'm sorry, Denji here, he may or may not be a partial furry, or at least becoming one real soon if he sticks to his ways of how would you say, at least acting like a dog. You know. So yeah, that's my current assessment of the matter so far. Are there any main issues with my current assessment of of this issue? What are we thinking, Weeb Court? This isn't Weeb Court, sorry. It's Court of Weebs. Would you guys agree that I would say, back to the main question, at what point do peace girls cross into furry territory? I would say it's when the beast girl leans more heavily into their animalistic nature. So that includes, not wearing any clothes, licking food off of plates, stuff like that. Too many of those, they become into a furry territorial person, or rather furry. Still wearing a skirt. You see, very astute of you, Max. The issue here is she's not wearing a shirt, and rather the skirt is just there to be a little accessory, you know. Yeah, how many times have you seen a dog wear like a little like onesie, you know, little funny onesie with the hood, you know? There is a level in which they can go and pretend to be human, but at the end of the day, they're still furry, or rather, in that case, they're just a beast, an animal. So that's my current assessment here. That's why the main emphasis here, guys, that I want to really leave you off with is the semi-furry part. Just because you're into this doesn't necessarily mean you're furry. However, you are one step further. You are definitely getting close. And you might want to see, might want to, do a yearly checkup with your doctor. There could be signs that you might inhibit furry tendencies soon if you consume enough, how would you say, semi-furry or potentially furry content. As you mentioned, Viking, that still leaves open the question of furry taxonomy. And you're right, if my brain can remember taxonomy, I'm pretty sure that's like autonomy, right? Am I fucking stupid? Am I High Judge Russ so gonna figure this out? Yeah, the real question would be what's on what level of species, or rather animal hierarchy, furries would be in. But I would say they are definitely in that gray territory between an animal and a human. So therefore, they would have partial rights, but dare I say, they might have less rights than humans. That begs a bigger question down the line of societies with semi or even full furries. And that's not the topic of this court, so we're gonna move on from that. If I can remember how to use my magic, that would be great. First, go to the doctor or the veterinary. I would say, it would be a matter of choice, and that is a good question. This is a really good question because depending on the biological structure of the furry themselves, you would actually send them to the doctor. At least as a general catch-all, if they are at least somewhat humanoid. So, I would say it would be a case where you need to do an MRI scan, potentially, or an X-ray, really. Figure out the structure. If it's so fast as most of the main human elements are there, stomach and whatnot, I forget what the specific requirements are to be human, but yeah, I'm pretty sure there's a specific structure in which it would be determined. Not some freaky shit. Not like your heart, under your balls or something. I don't know. I don't know biology, but the matter would be, I guess, if the furry would be sentient enough to even choose. For therapy or executing depends. Do furries have the right of reproduction, or can they be owned and neutered? Yeah, this is the tough question. This is the tough question we all ask ourselves. And a lot of the time, I'd say society has to grow with the times, I think if furries were introduced in today's day and age, at least in this world line, chances are they'd be likely. Actually, they'd be more. They'd have a right of reproduction, or rather, they'd be treated as sentient. Actually, and that's because the world is a little afraid of the whole slavery thing and ownership, but That's not to say it wouldn't exist in other countries. So here in the Court of Weebs, we are going off of U.S. jurisdiction mostly, and potentially jurisdiction. So rather, we're a little bit holistic, but at the same time, we need to keep in mind the level of ideas of freedom. Because freedom is what makes this I would say this show and closet possible for everyone. Because without freedom, we'd just be being monitored by the Chinese government. Okay, I don't know why I said Chinese, but basically we would just let's say we wouldn't be able to talk about things like this. So yeah, I think to answer your question, Viking, it is exactly the level between 2 and 3. If the furry, the question, or the suspect, or the accusee is leans towards their animal tendencies a little too much, licking off of the plate, fucking, barking and shit, it'd be considered more so a furry, even if they don't have the furry they would at least need to have furry feature for sure. I need to caveat that, because there can also be humans that are a little too into the furry stuff. So, Monster Musume anime furry or not? From what I remember, it is definitely not furry, and definitely it's more so semi-furry, and they're legal. High Judge Russell approves. They're definitely only semi-furry, and they're all right. You're not crossing the territory yet. So, because my issue, a good question would be something like I don't know if this is true, but like Nekopara, I've never played or heard of it about it, but from my assumption is the girls there are like cat girls, and they mostly are just subservient and shit. To me, that fucking behavior is kind of leads to furry, leaning towards the furry aspect. So, just me. But the main thing is, to be a certified furry, it would be a balance of furry features and furry tendencies, or rather animalistic tendencies, and they have to lean towards that a lot more. So there's a lot of gray area. The issue is a lot of gray area. It's more of a case-by-case basis, and more than likely, it is more of an issue with the person presenting, being questioned about if they're furry or not, rather than the furry itself, if you catch my drift. So, yeah. I ruled this one for all the weebs of the court. Sure, 2 to 3, a lot of gray area. More so based on behavior, more so based on partial or rather full furry features, and the main issue would be the person itself rather than the question, the supposed furry. It's a multi-layered question. Furry, the person that are the furry or not, and then the person that is into that, questionable. Furries deserve human or animal rights. I have no awareness or application to the human or animal rights district, but I would say if they're leaning towards semi-furry rather than furry, I would say human rights overall. And if they're leaning towards furry, I would say society would be very, very split on it. And in America, it'd be considered human, but in other places, I think they'd be trafficked and sold. So, I hereby announce this question answered. 2 to 3, kind of multi-layered question. We figured it out, boys. Now, if you have any questions, any issues with the line of reasoning in this case, you guys can always rebuttal the aspects in here. We can bring this up in a later court date. But yeah, so far that's my current analysis as High Judge Rust Soul. Mm-hmm. Now let's play another playlist because I I need to put this on autoplay or something maybe. But yeah, let's get into another question. Let's go back to. Let's see here. Can I scroll up? Max, let me. Let me update. What was your original question, Max? I'm trying to figure out. Unless you want to switch up the question. Let me pull it up. Hold on. Let's bring it up. It was either why Clannad is the best dramatic anime, and I think that was it. Unless you have any other questions, we will debate on this original question here. Let me update everything. This juror recuses himself on account of not having watched Clannad. Note taken. Note taken. So far, I would say if you have no awareness of the topics presented here in court, I do appreciate your level of honesty, everyone. In here, we try to resolve all these issues through reasoning, facts, and logic. So if you're not really educated on the matter, maybe do a little quick Google searches and try to work with the evidence at least presented to you at the current times. With that being said, we're gonna need to figure out a real good question. Why Clannad is the best dramatic anime? Max Power has asked the Court of Weebs. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I've spoken with Ninja Russ himself, and I'm sorry to say, but it seemed like he didn't have a really good favorable how would you say outlook on this anime specifically. Well, basic research excludes the art style as a valid reason. That is a very apt how would you say observation on your end, Viking. Impressive. Is that yeah, art style might be a little weird, a little wacky. Here I present to you guys a little bit of Clannad's art style. If we take a look here, I present to y'all exhibit numero uno. This is the most dog shit quality photo I've seen in my life. Can I get a better one? Oh my goodness. Why? How is it worse? How is it worse? Okay, okay, this one, surely, right? Okay. Boom. Present to you. First little hint of here. Art style's a little whack. Little big googly eye fucking bitches. Like, do I have bigger eyes than them? I sure do. They're not real. They're not real. So, you know, I would say that an anime with big eyes definitely relax in that department for being a little dramatic. You know, kind of takes away a little bit. But, as we all know, as I would like to say, art style gets beaten by story. If the story is good, art style can be alright as long as it is not too jarring. And this is a little jarring at first, but you get used to it a little bit. Just a little bit. And as Max aptly pointed out, full of waifus, that's a good thing. That's a really big plus for this show. Did I... Hold on. I forgot to move this down a little. Let me, there we go. It'll be easier for you guys. Jackson calling schoolgirls waifus is sus as hell. That is a question in itself. We may have to argue this in a later date. As far as we know in here on the Closet of Weebs, court of weebs, I meant that there are a lot of depictions of ladies, and yes, they are schoolgirls, but we are more so considering them waifus in the aspect of in the future. Wait, wait. Actually, guys, I realize that all the talk of the those logs and shit, that really sussy island in the near Puerto Rico or something about E Island or something, has affected my judgment a little bit. So I retract my previous statement. I will not remind you guys what that was. Let me reformulate what I was going to say. What I was going to say, these are merely just depictions of ladies, and we're going by after story principles. So therefore, a time skip. Therefore, legal age. So we will not argue the matter of legality here yet. That could be for a separate date. But as Lux has walked into, this is not the question that he sees up here. The question here is why Clannad is the best dramatic anime, as Max has mentioned. So, putting the art style aside and the questionable legality of waifus for this series, you know, art style could be weird, but how is the story? Now, if we take a look at, let's see, exhibits, where is it? Do we have an exhibit? Do we have a nice question or nice piece of evidence? Let me try to find it. Sorry, guys. Could I find it? Could I find it, please? Hello. Yes, I found it. All right, big. So if we present to the court of weebs here, we disable this. We see Ninja Russ of Weeb Closet ranting. Where is it? All right. Honest thoughts. Let's get something out of the way. All right. Let's get something out of the way. Any Fuko enjoyers? I'm about to ruin you all day, bro. Hey yo. You can present a question to the
officially
to the court of weebs, Lux.
From the
Just
show
leave the question.
completely.
We'll get to it right after this
Fuko
one.
Was a waste of absolute time. She took up maybe like 7 episodes, maybe. Probably. And not only that, we were getting sidetracked. We were getting like.
So, as I presented here in the evidence here, I forgot the original point, but my main point here for presenting this this info is that what you call was that Clannad is filled with a bunch of bullshit, and that kind of takes away from the dramatic nature of the anime. I would say that drama needs lots of really carefully put, how would you say it, emotional beats. And Clannad kind of lacks on that in terms of the level of fucking filler they got. Sorry for my my language there. As Lux mentioned, we will get into the next topic in a bit. His question was, is Blackbeard guilty for rizzing up a minor? We will tackle that shortly. The current question of why Clannad is the best dramatic anime is in itself a little questionable, because it is on the assumption that it is the best dramatic anime. I would argue not. So, like I mentioned, one of the main things is it's filled with a bunch of bullshit. However,
there's some good parts. There definitely some good parts to what you call to Clannad. If we take a look here, shit, what was I gonna pull up? I realized I would spoil the whole show. Never mind. The main thing would be that it has good emotional moments. So one good emotional moment would be that realizing someone's dead and realizing the person from that person is also dead and you're fucked. That's pretty dramatic and that's pretty sad. However, it in itself is just clouded with so much bullshit that I don't agree it would be the best dramatic anime. Because if we're basing it off of the question of if it's a good overall best dramatic anime, it is not. Now, you guys might be questioning, what is a good or better dramatic anime? I'll be honest, I don't really have a good solid question of that or answer. However, I would posit that maybe good drama is I don't know, Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. I forgot. I don't know if that's considered drama. I think what's considered drama is like Kaguya-sama. But I would say something like Fate Zero is a better drama in terms of the over dramatic shit that the characters go through. You know, it's faced with a similar dilemma, an ultimate dilemma of, you know, letting a person die or not. It's a big question. But I guess the issue with Clannad is there's not enough of the drama. We have, like, from what I remember Ninja Russ telling me, we had, let's say, Nagisa, main girl, for a little bit. She's, like, you know, questioning if she wants to make a club or not. That's a little dramatic, sure. We get Fuko, or rather, as he keeps mentioning, Huko. She gets an arc that's very dramatic. However, doesn't exist. So can we really say it was even part of the anime? Could we even say it was canon? To be fair, it could be not real. She was just never real to begin with. So we can't even include that in the assessment of drama, as Max pointed out. Now, what happened after that? Kotomi? That's some good drama. You know, Kotomi, she was questioning, you know, her parents, you know, leaving her overseas to just fucking go cure cancer, and, you know, ditching her ass. But it turns out she realized her parents cared about her. That's some good drama. Good drama. That's a +1. However, that's only a +1. It's not a +2 or 3. We're lacking. What happens after that? Oh, you guys don't remember? Of course, the filler Tomoyo arcs that should be not filler, and also technically Kotomi is not filler as well. There's that. And then what happens at the end? Oh, what is it? The dude fucking gets his girlfriend? Yeah, very dramatic, guys. Super dramatic. So, I'd say Clannad Season 1, or rather Clannad itself, is not very dramatic in the anime form. After story, though, same bullshit. You guys ever thought about that? Same bullshit. First 12 episodes, I could have easily, or rather, Ninja Rush could have, he told me he could have easily skipped through all the first 12 episodes of Clannad, and he wouldn't miss a beat. And you know what? That is a very big, fat indicator that it's not even close to being best at anything. Because if you have, like, 12 episodes of dog shit, bro, then, sorry to say, but you are severely lacking at least pacing and being overall a good anime. So that's a very big point. Now, the most dramatic thing in the whole series apparently is you know, what's his name? Fuck, Tomozaki, is that what his name? He realizes he's taking fat 2 L's. 2 L's, not 1, 2. But this is where it gets a little controversial because people say this is the most saddest thing in the world. Unfortunately, Ninja Russ, he doesn't have a soul, so I don't know if we can really trust his judgment on this topic of whether it's sad or not, or rather dramatic. But something tells me that it was severely lacking in the dramatic part of it. So, and as Max has pointed out, a really, really good example. And another, what you call, issue that Ninja Rush had with other anime, similar to Clannad. They just fill it in with a bunch of bullshit, acting like it's the most five-head strat in the world. It's just not. It's just not. So, as Lux has put it, fat W for Max. Guys, I salute you. Based. Absolutely based juror here. It's just so much bullshit. So, may I remind you, Clannad only has 1, maybe even 2 good moments. But that's it. That's it. So if you're telling me what's the best dramatic anime, I would never say Clannad. Based on my observation of what I saw from Ninja Russ's very, very famous Clannad watch-along. So, or rather, watch-through of Clannad. So, my argument here, too much bullshit. It is not the best dramatic anime. We clearly have more dramatic anime than that. Steins Gate, Fate Zero, Link Click. If you're looking for something dramatic, something will tickle your balls a little bit, you know, really, really spice up your life, go watch Link Click. That is my suggestion for all of you who are looking for a dramatic anime. That right there, from what I've heard from my favorite host, Ninja Russ, he really said that Link Click had some domestic abuse, and you know what? I think that's the biggest drama of all. So I rest my case. Clannad is not the best dramatic anime. You guys can file a appeal if you have any issues. But what do you guys say here in the court of the Weebs? Because obviously in this courtroom, court of Weebs, different from Weeb Court, we have to take a little census here. Do you guys agree with this line of reasoning in that, you know, it can't really be the best dramatic anime because of all the dog shit that's being thrown out in there. So, on one hand, sure, you can go and get through the dog shit, and something will do well. But I think the main issue with the question is if it's dramatic enough, or rather the high points of the drama make it the pinnacle of drama itself, for at least anime standards. I would argue not. I would say that the peak drama you could possibly get is domestic abuse. That's pretty cool. That's a pretty good strat. I applaud Link Click. You know, them Chinese, they got something going on there. They got really good drama. In fact, you could probably get better drama from what you call Korean dramas and shit, which I have, or rather, a lot of people, including Ninja Russ, has not gotten into, but I've heard many good things about it, or rather, Korean dramas in general. So, I rest my case. Clannad, it's not the best dramatic anime. Go watch Link Click. That is your answer. As always, if you have any issues with the ruling here here on the Court of Weebs, you can always file an appeal for the next during the next court stream, or rather, Court of Weebs stream, and we will answer them like
we will try to really assess everything to its fullest. Link Click is a comedy. Shit had Ninja Rush laughing. You're right. You're right. And that really calls into question whether Ninja Rush should be prosecuted under Court of Weeb Law, under laughing at a tragedy. So that could be a question in itself, but as you know, as a judge, that's definitely not what you call funded by Ninja Rush and the Weeb Closet. Very, very impartial and non-biased. I would say he cannot be charged, at least under those premises. So that's what it is. But without further ado, let me take a quick water break. We'll get into potentially the last question of the Court of Weebs tonight. If you have it, we can do one more depending on time. So if you have any pressing issues to present to the Court of Weebs, we can always get through it. But Lux, you mentioned a really, really big question here. Would you like this to be answered here on the Court of Weebs? Is Blackbeard guilty for raising up a minor? This is a very, very... Okay, we have verification. We are good to go. So, here on the Court of Weebs, we are, you know, we have a really big, how would you say, connection to Weeb Closet. You know, we help out. The main thing is a lot of Weeb Closet enthusiasts enjoy One Piece, including host Ninja Rush, and potentially even Chronic Weeb because of Carrot, from what I've heard. The main question Lux here presents is Blackbeard guilty for raising up a minor? Or rather, an aptly good rewording of this would be, is Blackbeard a pedo, man? Is he a pedo? Like, that's the real question. And Marco, you got into just a good time of a really big question. You know, hopefully you have some input on this. If you have no idea of what One Piece is, no worries. You will be able to know everything, at least as so far as all the evidence presented here on the Court of Weebs. So let me update the... Let's try a better theme. Do we got a theme? Let's do this one. All right. Let's get to it, guys. The question we ask ourselves is Blackbeard guilty of raising up a minor? So for context, everyone. We here on the Court of Weebs are mostly familiar with a nice series called One Piece. And there are two characters that are in question here. So, they are, as I will present to you on screen in just a second, they are the infamous, what do you call it? The infamous Blackbeard. The Blackbeard. Fine gentleman, as we can see here. Him and the squad, Marshall D. Teach, as he is aptly known. We will refer to him from now on by his infamous name, Blackbeard. But Marshall D. Teach is who we are talking about here on the Court of Weebs. Here, him with his squad. He is very menacing. Very, how would you say it? Really menacing character on One Piece. And I'm glad, Marco, you read up, or rather watched through all of One Piece. So you good to go. We got a One Piece expert here. Now, the real question that Lux is asking here, or rather the context for this is, Blackbeard has, may or may not have rizzed a minor. And the real issue is a nice lady, or rather character, Jewelry Bonnie, as we can see here. Look at that, guys. Feast on your eyes on Jewelry Bonnie. Very, very neat character of One Piece. From what we saw from the anime, she's able to manipulate, how would you say it, the age of her body, potentially. As we saw from aspects of it where she turned into a child at one point and whatnot. I think there's surely a... Oh god, what did... what did I go through? Okay, but so basically, for context, everyone, if you haven't read up to One Piece, basically, Blackbeard doing his, you know, usual thing. He goes and divides and conquers. I don't remember what episode or rather chapter he did this shit in, but basically, there was a point where Blackbeard, he went and let's just say he imprisoned Jewelry Bonnie for a certain amount of time. And let's just say we don't know what happened. We really don't know what happened between them. So if you think about it, the imagination really is a really important player here in it. Lux has presented some evidence here. We will screen it with our magic here. Yeah, exactly. So, Exhibit 1, as presented by Lux. There's a damning piece of evidence here. If we can get a good zoom in, that would be wonderful. If not, I'm gonna kill myself. Can I get a... Fuck you, Reddit. You suck. Go kill yourself. Okay. I can't really get that zoomed in for you guys, but no worries. I'm magical. Boom. You guys can read that here. You're too weak for me to bother taking in on as a crewmate. But how about becoming my woman? If you did that, I wouldn't mind taking you along. And then Bonnie replies, don't you feel like seeing what lies up ahead? Or no, that's what he says. Don't you feel like seeing what lies up ahead? So, why is this matter? Why is this piece of evidence a big issue? Or rather, damning piece of evidence against Blackbeard? Well, fortunately, Max, I think you've seen ahead of what this entails. This suggests that Blackbeard has tried to rizz up Bonnie, but he lacks crucial information. Here's the damning piece of evidence. We've heard. This is... I'm sorry, guys. This is a spoiler of One Piece, I guess. But if you haven't been into One Piece, then what you're doing, go get it on that shit. But without further ado, the main thing is, we found out on the recent chapters of Egghead that Bonnie, she's a certified 10 years old. As Lux aptly mentioned. What is Bonnie's age? You guys see that over here? She is a 12-year-old girl. She was 10 years old in the flashbacks, I believe, but 12 years old currently. Well, ain't that just a damning piece of evidence? And you know, while this has no bearing on the question, we might as well go take a look at Blackbeard's age. You know, potential age. People speculate he's 40. Meaning he's a little bit of a, how would you say, oldie. Really preying on children. You see that? This is some scary evidence. And, you know, we hear a lot of you know, a lot of upsets of the court here. But now here's the question, guys. Here's our true question. I will ask y'all. Does this look like a 12-year-old girl? Tell me right now. Does this look like a 12-year-old girl? Do you guys see the features?
the piercing on the under the eye, the the suspenders expanded upon the nice sacks of meat under her chest, the questionable thigh highs that I'm gonna need to zoom out or I'm gonna get in trouble. As Marco has mentioned in the jury side, no. 12 years of being married. Exactly, Max. Ample observation is that she looks like she is a fucking like 20 like 8-year-old who's like jaded from life, like at least according to this image here. And here that's the key thing. As you guys can see, if I did not preface this by mentioning Bonnie's age, you would never guess, or rather you would never know that it's a 12-year-old girl. Unless, wait for it, guys. I'm sorry to say, but maybe she hid that information. Dare I say, she was keeping it all to herself. Because she knows her own age. But I think this becomes a big twist. A big twist in the court hearing here. Do we have pursuit? we need a pursuit. Give me a second, guys. I am, guys, I think this poses a bigger question here. Rather, I think Blackbeard, he may have rizzed a 12-year-old girl. However, I dare say, he was lacking critical information. He was actually innocent. That is the proposition I present to you all of the Court of Weebs. And not only that, but I think, I dare say, Bonnie is actually guilty of gold digging, or rather, not gold digging, but rather, baiting a 40-year-old man, a potentially 40-year-old man, into, possibly, how would you say, committing acts without knowing her age. Okay, I realize my line of reasoning might be a little questionable here, but we'll move forward. We'll move forward. Main thing is, we go back to the question: is Blackbeard guilty for rizzing up a minor? Yes, he technically did rizz up a minor in this panel here in One Piece. However, he was not aware. In fact, there has been no evidence to state that Blackbeard was aware that she was 12 years old. And as I mentioned earlier in the Court of Weebs, rather, this does not look like 12 years old. This is a bait. A bait with switch. Yes, he didn't know. He didn't know. That's why, I dare say, he actually is innocent. He's actually innocent. Now, here's the biggest thing. Here's the biggest thing. As Lux has aptly mentioned here. If he didn't know, why didn't he just ask? Why didn't he just ask? Now, you see here in the One Piece world, the laws are very, very, how would you say, flimsy? Or rather, are predetermined based on your location. Where was Bonnie? Where was Blackbeard during this location of said thing? If we take a look, we locate. Shit. Bonnie. Boom. They were on. What was it? Where were they? Marineford?
Okay, they were actually under jurisdiction, so that is an issue. Legal age is the same in One Piece as in the real world. Lux has mentioned that it may be 14. However, I unfortunately do not have the rulebook of the One Piece world. It is locked away in Impel Down. In fact, I don't know if there even are laws in One Piece outside of the Marines saying that you can't really kill people. So this is a big development here. He is under jurisdiction of the One Piece world. He was in Marineford, meaning he is under jurisdiction of the world government, and therefore, I hate to say it, but he probably was under the general law, meaning he's not innocent per se. Now, I think the real question is, does he need to ask consent? And in normal circumstances, I would say yes. In normal circumstances. But here, he stays it as more of a passing line. As you mentioned, Lux, the main question here was, is Blackbeard guilty for rizzing up a minor? And to be fair, he did attempt to rizz a minor, but he didn't have the information. So therefore, he is innocent on the account of not knowing that this is a minor. However, this does not excuse of any potential crimes he may have done here on what you call on that island. I will present to you guys a nice question, or rather, a nice piece of evidence. It will take me what you call shit. I'll present to you all. Where is it? I'm just gonna say, guys, that I cannot defend anything that potentially could have happened after said imprisonment. So that was not the question of the today's Weeb Court, or rather, apologies if I keep mixing it up. Weeb Court, Court of Weeb. It's a little the same, but they aren't. Court of Weebs. Let's just say he may be guilty of other crimes besides rizzing up a minor, as we can see here. So, yep. That's my last piece of evidence here. Aside that, I would say is innocent upon the right of no information, or rather lacking critical information, but he is not innocent of other crimes that he may have done per se after the said rizzing. So take what you will, Court of Weebs. I'm just gonna argue that it hasn't been the first time since people have incorrectly thought that people are a certain age. The real issue would be if she mentions, or rather, he continues on with his crime, then if he doesn't ask the age, he is guilty of the other several crimes, possibly. Alright. Viking, you have a question of the One Piece world. What's the average sentence One Piece characters would receive if they were sentenced in a U.S. federal court for every sin they committed in canon? Let's just say it would be more than the average age in One Piece. So probably like more than 80 years is my current assumption, based on the fact that the lifespan in One Piece is significantly high, as long as you're not getting shot up and you don't fall into the water. I think your what you call chances of survival are very high on the One Piece world. And if you were to say get sentenced into the One Piece jurisdiction of law. I don't know if they would really consider U.S. law as per se the definitive answer, because from my sources, I think the world government does not operate the similar what you call recommendations, or rather thinking in their laws than like the U.S. My guess is they're more operating based on similar stuff of like Eastern Asia, so like China or something, or maybe Japan. So that is my assessment on that. So if they were to get let's say Luffy gets sentenced to into court, I assume he would be sentenced for more than life. In fact, probably execute death. So we have a really good example of that with what you call Gold Roger, and that's my presentation there. But yeah, let's go back. I think that's all the questions everyone has had. I rule up here. Blackbeard is not guilty of raising up a minor due to lack of critical information, but he may be guilty of other crimes said after initial riz. That's how it goes. All right. I think that's all for the questions here on the Court of Weebs. I will be continuing on with this segment, Court of Weebs, for next week, maybe Tuesday even. I asked the court for a fact-finding session. We will consider your question here, Viking. Unfortunately, Court of Weebs, or rather, fortunately, Court of Weebs here is based on immediate evidence, and if we can't find a certain fact, we will just have to reconvene at a later date if there's any question of the decision making here on the Court of Weebs. So let me get this out of here. You can get away with bribing judges. I don't know if you would mention. I don't know what you were alluding to, Max. There is no bribery taking place here. I am High Judge Russell, and although we have a close relationship with Weeb Closet and Ninja Russ, that has no bearing to the ultimate decisions here. I, High Court Russell, or High Judge Russell rather, I'm a honest to weeb, impartial and non-biased. So, who has the best anime ass on the 2020 this far? Ooh. If we're talking about 2020s, I'd say a good contender. We will not answer this definitive question tonight, but I will say, if I had to take a mighty fine guess, if we take a look at any list, or rather waifu list, I would say the one with the hottest ass. It's oh my god, can I, what the fuck? Okay, hold on guys. I need to present this to the courtroom. This is not bearing any court case, or we are not in active court case. This is a recess and closing. But let me just show you guys something I just saw. Holy shit, bro. Holy moly, can I? God damn, what the fuck? What the fuck? Can I? My lord. Good God, bro. Oh, help! Oh god. In fact, I think I'm gonna take my leave here. I will ask. I will ask if Ninja Russ is awake, and he will continue on with the final proceedings. So I will Get off for a second. What up, gamers? What up? That's crazy. That's crazy. So I was told by High Judge Russell that waifu's here. That's ain't that crazy, bro? That's crazy. Fuck, dude. I'm sorry, guys. I may or may not have lost it. What the fuck? What is her hair color? What? Okay. Oh, I shouldn't have gone here. I don't know why I'm on the judge stand. Let's just let's use the magic. Use the magic. Damn. We're back here, guys. Alright. So, welcome, guys, to Weeb Closet. I'll be your host, Sunday, Ninja Russ. I may be a little bit late, but, you know, looks like the High Judge, Russell was going hard, crazy with the stream. So maybe we'll invite him in again, maybe next week, or even maybe Tuesday. You know? I've heard... I did see on the Discord there was a little bit of, you know, a little drama going on, you know. We were getting a little drama between Lux Hart, or rather father, against like Warren and Silver for some reason. Guys can probably take it to court, you know, take it to Court of Weebs. Unfortunately, we can't really have access to the Weeb court yet. That's usually a once per year thing. But hey, never say never. We might be able to slip it in. But yeah, Max, this, you know, in my mental space, in this world line right here, this reality marble, I am in Japan. I'm still on the Persona 5 train, and I'm you know, I'm right here. I'm going to the next station. But holy moly, what am I? Why did I open up? Why was there like my waifu list here? Oh my god. Okay. I think we need to get into anime, guys. I don't know about you. But good fucking god. Where's the is there a war right now? What's going on? Holy moly. Alright, guys. Here's a real question. You know, this doesn't require a court or anything, but I don't know why there's court music. Where the hell's the Weeb music? Okay. My question is to you guys, what do you guys think of saying happy birthday to anime characters? I think this shit is so fucking cringe. Am I just me? Am I you know, I do some cringe things, you know. I'll admit, I'll fairly admit. It's like one of those things where I'm like, I can see it if you're like congratulating like the series, but it is really weird. It is extremely weird here. That's my issue with it. Bit weird because most of them don't age. I'm with you. It's weird. Exactly. It's like it's not. It's like I can see what they're going with. Like, you know, hey, this is my waifu. Happy birthday, right? But it is like one of those things where I'm like, I don't know if it's like you mentioned, Lux. There's a really good point. Like, they don't age necessarily. They're just a work of fiction. So like saying happy birthday kind of means they're like real. And you know, as much as I like, you know, saying the waifus are real, I